Across East Asia, millions of people honor their ancestors every single day. They light incense, offer food, bow in reverence, all to show respect and seek blessings. From small homes in rural villages to towering temples in the cities, this practice spans generations. But here's the question: is ancestor worship really enough? 1. What is it all about? In Chinese folk religions, ancestor worship is a central practice. The belief is simple, yet profound. The spirits of your ancestors can influence your life. They can bring fortune, protection, guidance, and even intervene in times of crisis if you honor them correctly and follow the right rituals. Families often dedicate entire rooms or altars to their ancestors, carefully preparing offerings and observing exact customs. It is an expression of respect, of tradition, and of the hope that the dead continue to care for the living. Confucianism, Taoism, and other folk traditions emphasize filial piety and respect for the dead. Ancestors are remembered in ceremonies, their wisdom consulted, their favor sought. Families believe that these spirits continue to watch over them, and can even reward or punish depending on how well they are honored. It's not simply a symbolic gesture, it's a way of life woven into the very fabric of society. For many, skipping these rituals can feel like dishonoring their entire lineage. But here's the thing: does this really solve the deepest problems of life? Can ancestor worship give you ultimate peace, joy, or security for eternity? Does it truly answer the most urgent question every human faces? What happens after we die? 2. Objective questions to consider. Think about it. Millions who honor their ancestors still face sickness, loss, betrayal, heartbreak, and death. Millions more struggle with fear, guilt, and emptiness that rituals cannot fully erase. Even those who perform these ceremonies faithfully sometimes wonder, why do bad things still happen? Why does suffering persist despite our offerings and respect? Let's look at this objectively. 1. Ancestors are human, not divine. No matter how wise, powerful, or revered your ancestors were, they were human. Humans make mistakes. Humans sin. Humans die. They cannot control life, death, or the ultimate destiny of your soul. Asking a dead relative for blessings is like asking a smartphone to cook your dinner. It simply cannot fulfill what you need. They have no power beyond what they once had in life. They cannot save. They cannot provide ultimate security, and they cannot answer life's most pressing questions. Imagine a family in a village, offering the same prayers and incense for decades. They may see small signs of fortune, perhaps a good harvest, a healed illness, or a child's success. But what about the storms, the heartbreak, the sudden loss? Ancestors cannot stop these events. Their influence is limited to hope, tradition, and memory, not real, lasting solutions. 2. Uncertainty of results. If you honor your ancestors, how do you know you are doing it right? Are the offerings sufficient? Is the ritual correct? What if the blessing never comes? There is no objective guarantee that your devotion will yield the results you long for. Success or failure in life doesn't always correlate with how many rituals you perform or how deeply you honor your family line. This uncertainty leaves millions wondering, am I failing even when I try my best? This uncertainty can lead to anxiety, guilt, or even superstition, and yet millions continue faithfully because the hope, even if unreliable, is better than the emptiness of ignoring the past. But is hope without certainty truly enough? 3. Moral and spiritual limitations. Ancestors were not sinless, could not save themselves from wrongdoing, mistakes, or death. Can someone who is themselves limited, mortal, and fallible truly bring you salvation, protection, or eternal joy? The evidence says no. They lived, they died, and they faced the same ultimate fate as everyone else. Their blessing is at best symbolic, temporary, and incomplete. Even the wisest ancestor cannot give eternal life or absolute peace. They cannot forgive sin or reconcile you with God. Their role is limited to memory, guidance, and cultural influence, not eternal security. For temporary relief, not eternal security. Ancestor worship may give comfort, family unity, or even material blessings. A well-fed spirit may bring a sense of satisfaction. A ritual performed correctly may give emotional relief. And a family united in remembrance may feel connected. But can these rituals address the deepest questions? What happens after death? Or how can I be right with God? Sadly, ancestor worship has no answer that guarantees eternal life, peace beyond death, or reconciliation with the Creator. Millions continue in rituals, hoping for fortune, health, or guidance, but in the face of death, all of these rituals fall silent. They cannot change the ultimate destiny of the human soul. 3. Why Christianity rises where ancestor worship fails. Unlike ancestors, Jesus Christ is divine. He is sinless, eternal, and powerful. Unlike rituals, his promises are certain. He does not depend on human effort or tradition. Unlike humans, he is perfect and fully able to save. And unlike temporary blessings, he offers eternal life and security that goes beyond death itself. Where rituals can only give hope and fleeting comfort, Jesus gives assurance and unending joy. Where ancestors can only influence a small part of life, Jesus controls life, death, and eternity itself. Where human wisdom can only guide for a moment, Jesus offers guidance that never fails. This is why Christianity doesn't just attempt to provide blessings, it offers true salvation. It is not about guessing, fearing, or trying to appease unseen forces. It is about knowing the living God, trusting Him, and receiving His eternal promise. The solution? So, if honoring ancestors isn't enough, what is? God, the Creator of life, offers a solution far beyond rituals or ancestral favor. He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to bring forgiveness, peace, and eternal life. Not because of what we do, but because of what He has done. Through Jesus, we are not left to hope that spirits might bless us, or that we might do enough to earn favor. We can know God personally, experience His love, and receive eternal life, a life that goes beyond death itself. And here's the most amazing part. God invites you to a relationship with Him today. You don't have to guess if you're doing enough. You don't have to fear the unknown. Your hope is secure, not in the dead, but in the living God. So the question isn't just, can ancestors bless me? The real question is, do you have the one who truly can? If you want that assurance, today is the day to turn to Jesus, to trust in His life, death, and resurrection. Not just for blessings, but for eternal life. Remember, honoring your ancestors can be good, but it's not enough to worship. Only Jesus is enough.